So it also depends on the kind of scholarship that you're going for. You have merit-based scholarships and then need-based scholarships in Italy. So with the merit-based scholarships, they look at your merits, like they look at your educational background, how good you are academically and all of that. So you're done, you've gotten your senior statement, or you've gotten your DOV, you've uploaded the documents, and then you finalized your pre-enrollment. Now, what do you do next? Okay, so this is where either applying for visa or scholarships comes in. Okay, so this process, you can do one before the other, or do one while doing the other. You can do it simultaneously, it depends. But then I am going to talk about visa first. Okay, then I talk about scholarships. So you're done pre-enrolling, they forwarded your details to the they forwarded your details to the embassy in your home country. Okay, so what you're going to do next from there is, after you're done pre-enrolling on university, you're going to print the copy of your pre-enrollment. Okay, you're going to print the copy with you. Then you're going to proceed to request for your visa. So I'm hoping that during all this process, you're building your account, because you can get everything right, but then if your proof of funds is not right, you are not going to get your visa, because no country wants international students to come there and get stranded. So because of that, you might not get your visa. So use the process while you're researching. Before you begin the process, ensure that you are building your account, because that is actually very important. You're going to need that while requesting for your permesso di soggiorno or your residence permit in Italy. Okay, and you're going to need it for so many other things in the country, and even for your visa as well. Okay, yeah, so that is one thing that you also need to take note of. So I'm now going to talk about you requesting for the visa. So for you to request for the visa, in most countries currently, you do apply through VFS. Okay, so VFS Global. I forgot to mention something during the admission process. There are instances where you can go for an interview, or you can take an entrance exams. Okay, so I did forget to mention that if you're coming to study masters, it's a high probability that you're going to go for an interview. Okay, if you're coming to study like bachelor's, also depends on the program that you're applying to, because some programs will require like entrance exams, some wouldn't. Okay, so it also depends whether it's a limited access course or it's a free access program. Okay, so that's also what you need to take note of. I just had to mention that before continuing. So with the visa documents, you're going to need the degree, the original, and that of your transcript of record, your visa application form. So you have to fill the visa application form. And then I have, a video on how to fill it. I have it here, so you can kind of like check it out. So you fill the visa application form, then you're going to provide your passport, your passport, and then a passport, a recent passport size picture, and then your birth certificate, then your university acceptance letter, okay, or your admission letter, or your pre-enrollment summary from university. That is why that is why I made mention of the fact that you need to download copy of your pre-enrollment on university. So in instances, there are some universities that do not actually give acceptance letters. So in this instance, you will need to provide your pre-enrollment summary from university. Okay, then you're also going to add your family stats. Okay, you can request for the family stats from any public authority in your home country. You can get it from the Commissioner of Oaths, you can get it from the court, you can get it from the municipal authorities in your home country. They are going to get that for you. That's the family stat. Okay, then the next is the receipt of your DOV request. So in instances where you didn't go for senior, but then the university asked you to get the DOV, with that one, when you request for the DOV, it's the receipt that you're going to add to the other document while requesting for the visa. Because usually the DOV and the visa comes together. Yeah. So that is what you also need to take note of. Then, your international insurance valid for 30 days. but it basically depends on the country. Okay, some countries ask for more, but then in Ghana they do ask for international insurance for valid for 30 days. Then the next thing you're going to need is that of your flight booking, your hotel reservation, your proof of funds. Okay, so like it depends on the country where you're coming from. In Ghana, you need to be sponsoring yourself or that of your family, okay, or that of your parents, okay. In other places, anybody can sponsor you as long as the money in your account meets the requirement of the embassy, okay. So that is one thing you need to take note of. I know there are a whole lot of questions around that, but in instances where someone wants to sponsor you, if it's possible within the time frame while building your account, let the person send the money into your account, okay. Then you present it for your proof of funds so that you don't have to struggle here and there, because the embassy have doubts. There have been a lot of sponsors who said they're going to sponsor people, and because they were not necessarily related with them, they didn't have any responsibility to sponsor them. So at the end of the day, the students are in Italy, and then these sponsors withdraw their sponsorship. At the end of the day, the student becomes the responsibility of the Italian government, okay. And right now the economy is not economizing, okay. It's things are getting very, very difficult. So um the Italian government do not want students to get stranded out here, and because of that, they will need to be very sure that it is you sponsoring yourself or that of a parent. That is if you are coming from Ghana. But then if you are from any of the other countries, then you ensure that you look out for your embassy requirements or your country requirements for that, for the visa. Okay. Then the next thing they are going to ask is in instances where someone else is sponsoring you, the sponsorship letter from the sponsorship letter from your sponsor. So I have a video on that too. In instances where your sponsor doesn't know what to write, yeah, how to go about that. I have a video on that as well. You can check it out. Then the next thing is evidence of your sponsor's employment. So the person wants to sponsor you. What do they do? Where do they work? So they want to know that. So you need to prove that as well. Then the last thing you need is your sponsor's bank statement. Okay. Yeah. So you need to take note of that. And where the hotel reservation, instances where you do have someone in Italy who wants to sponsor you, then the person have to give you a letter which shows that they will accommodate you in Italy. Okay. So that is also one thing that you also need to take note of. Then we are going to move on to scholarships, which I believe is the last section. Okay. So you've applied for visa, you are done with everything. The next is scholarships. So scholarships in Italy, that's how I was saying that scholarship can come before visa or after visa. It depends on the kind of scholarship. So if you're going for the merit-based scholarship, there are so many scholarships in Italy actually. I have an entire video on that. You can check the playlist out, okay? So it also depends on the kind of scholarship that you're going for. You have merit-based scholarships and then need-based scholarships in Italy. So with the merit-based scholarships, they look at your merits, like they look at your educational background, how good you are academically and all of that. And with that one, we have the university scholarships. Okay, I'm going to talk about that first. We have the university scholarships, where with that one, the moment you apply for the university, for you to be able to get this scholarships, you need to apply during the first call. You need to apply early to be considered for this. But then those are one of the best scholarships in Italy, actually. So usually it covers 2 years, which is actually good. It gives you a bit of time to relax. Not to relax, you have to study. But then, yeah. So we have the university scholarships where they're going to pick you automatically. As long as you apply, they are going to consider you, okay. So the university scholarship, under that one, we have the departmental scholarships as well, okay. So that is what you need to take note of. So that is what you need to take note of. So that is the merit-based scholarships, and the name varies from one university to the other. So it depends on where you're coming to study at, and then what scholarships are available there. Then the other scholarship available in Italy is that of the government-based scholarship, which is that of the MICE, which we all know and we all love, okay, and also that of the Invest Your Talent in Italy. So these are merit-based scholarships as well, and then they have different requirements, okay. So they usually open Invest Your Talent usually closes in February. Okay, so around January it's open. Okay, so you go as quick as possible and apply for that. So that is with the Invest Your Talent in Italy scholarship. And then with the MyCE grant, it usually depends. Okay, but then it usually closes in June. Okay, yeah, usually closes in June for the next type of scholarship that I'm going to talk about to open, and that is the regional scholarship. Okay, so with the MyCE scholarship is given by the Italian government, and then it is the embassies in your home country that are actually going to take charge of their process. So you're going to go through an interview process, which is just like any other interview that you know of. And then when you get selected, the scholarship is yours, and it covers a whole lot of stuff. It's one of the best scholarships in Italy. When you get it, you don't have to stress that much on proof of funds. So if you're coming in, please watch out for that. Okay, go for it. Yeah. Then the last form of scholarships in Italy is that of the regional scholarships. Yeah, the regional scholarships. There are several regional scholarships in Italy. Every region in Italy have regional scholarships, which is known as the DSU. Okay, every region and their name for it, but then the DSU usually is that of the diritto allo studio. Okay, so it's like government believes that people have rights to higher education. So for that, funds are made available to support you pursuing higher education. So it depends on whichever region you're coming to study and what name they call it. So in Lazio they call it Laziodisco. When you come to the Emilia Romagna we call it Ergo. When you go to Marche region it's called Erdis Camerino. When you come to Veneto it also has its own name. When you go to Lombardy, it also has its own name. So it depends on where you're coming to study at, and then the name they have for it, basically. Yes, so those are the last type of scholarships in Italy, which usually opens in July, or through some also end around October there. Okay, some most end around September there, but then some can also extend to October. So yeah, and with this regional scholarships, unlike the others where you wouldn't need much, but then with this one, it actually mostly considers your family situation, the economic condition of your family. Since it usually considers the economic condition of your family, several documents are needed. Okay, and that document is called the family declaration document, basically. But then it consists several documents, and that is it covers the family composition, your family composition, the your family incomes earned by each and every member of your family, that is stated in the composition, and that of your family properties. If you do own properties, you need to provide documents stating that, and also your family movable assets. Okay, so you have to state it for each and every member of your family. So in instance where you guys do not have properties, then you are basically going to state that you don't have properties. But in these documents, you will need to be, legalized by the Italian embassy in your home country, and you also need to translate them as well. Okay, so that is what you need to know with the regional scholarships. Yes, so that is all that is all I have for you. So let us do rundown. So first of all, you research on the university you want to study at. Then next you apply. Then next you get admission. After getting admission, you're going to proceed to pre-enroll on University Italy. After you are done with that, you're going to proceed to get evaluation of your educational certificates, like your previous educational certificate. Then after its value has, you're done with that, then you're going to complete your pre-enrollment, and then you move on further to request for the visa. While doing the visa, you can be applying for scholarships, or you can start applying for scholarships in Italy first, and then be applying for the visa. Once your visa gets approved, then you're ready for Italy. You pack your tools and you come here and you study. Okay? Yeah, so with that one, the moment you come in, there are a whole lot of stuff that you need to do that I'm not going to worry you guys with. In this video, I have an entire video on the first things that you need to do the moment you enter into the Italian territory. So I think that is the next video that you actually need to watch to know, okay, when I'm done with all these places and I get to Italy, what do I do next? Okay, so that is all I have for you in this video. I really enjoyed making this video. Finally, there's one single video that every student can come to and kind of like understand where to go to from where to there to understand the entire process of studying EP. So thank you for staying with me to this point of the video. I really enjoyed making this, and then if you found value in the video, please don't forget to like the video. It helps the algorithm to kind of like push it to other people to watch it as well. And then don't forget to share it, comment below on what you want me to talk about next. And then if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. And then if you're not following me on Instagram, my handle is here. Please follow me on Instagram. So I'll see you in my next video. Bye.